All right, let's go to let's we'll get Rashida talk, but still let's bring Emmanuel Zira into this discussion. I'm glad he mentioned Emmanuel Zira. He's the chairman of Adamawa Queens and also part of the NFF ad hoc committee for new governance structure. Very important. Good morning, Emmanuel, and welcome to Sports this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Otin and Cecilia. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. We're talking about the challenges associated with women's football in Nigeria. I don't want to hear much of the problems. What's the solution out of all of these issues?
Yeah, Otin, the solution is simple, and that is like we have been trying to do over the past 3 years, to look at the various problems that are associated with women's football, and try to make sure that yes, we address them one after the other, taking into cognizance the feelings and then the aspirations of every club that is involved. We don't just like Mr. Osahol just said now. We don't look at just people that don't have the money to be able to do whatever they want. No, we look at the generality of the women's football. How do we develop it? Look at this innocent girl, for instance, now. Are you not happy that you have a girl like that seated before you, and she's been gainfully employed by FCO, but instead of roaming the streets in Lagos? You are, definitely. And these are the kind of things we look at. If we look at just a few clubs that have the wherewithal to be able to buy off all those players that we have, and they say, okay, fine, only 2 or 3 clubs are good. In the end, you only have them playing themselves. And it's not possible. You need other clubs to be able to compete. You need other clubs to be able to play football. And in the administration of this league, that is what we do generally, to look at the pains, the problems, and the aspirations of every club, and we find out ways to address it so that everybody can move, everybody can be happy. Look at South African League that started last year. If you go on the net, they were given a grant of $1 million to take off. Just $1 million. When we started Nigeria Women's Football League about 3 seasons ago, the cover was not given to us. Even the furniture in the office, even the furniture in the secretariat, the Chief Mrs. Billy Chuku, and they were bought with her own money. It has not been reported up to today. Even the one, look, I've been privileged to be part of the NPFL. I've been privileged. We are the one who forced Ibrahim Galadima to give us that autonomy that we want desire to grow our league. And today, NMC is being praised because they have grown that league to an appreciable level and attractive level. But if you look at it, it's not easy. Even the NMC, since we left that ABFF, has NMC gotten one sponsor? No, not yet. The sponsors they met when we left is the sponsor that is there now, Super Sport. They only succeeded in renegotiating Super Sport to make it attractive, and all the clubs are enjoying it. Okay. And that is what we'll be crying for. We said, look, help us, give us some take-off grants. Let us be able to market the women's football league. 1. 2, the 50% development grant from FIFA. Every other club, thank God, our respected president, Amadou Pinnick, was in Canada with the league. And what they had was a very, very encouraging story. All the countries that play women's football, their federations give them the 50% FIFA development grant straight to the league, to develop the league. We have never gotten that. Up to today, I can assure you that we have never gotten one cover from that. If we have that 50% development grant, we will grow our football. Everybody will remain competitive. Nobody will miss its match. Everybody will play its own match. And this is what we keep saying. And once you do that, you see, let me tell you, it is the product you have that attracts people to buy it. If we have those kind of sponsorship, if we have those kind of funds coming to us that is due to us, Globe, FIFA 50% development grant, and even some take-off grants, that is being approved, I'm sure, by the Ministry of Youth and Sport. No matter how small it is, it will go a long way. If we're able to give a club like FC Robo 10 million naira, I can assure you that nobody will be FC Robo in the whole league.
Okay.
FC Robo will not have to sell their players at peanuts to Rivers Angels. Okay. They will not have to sell their players at peanuts to Adamawa Queen.
Okay, let's talk about Adamawa now. Adamawa happens to be one of the clubs actually honored almost all their games except one last season. We made the mistake of saying they didn't honor. We're actually going to talk about Taraba and some other clubs and all that. But Adamawa happens to be one of the clubs who honored most of their games. And looking at the fact that it's in the north, I mean, how were you able to do it?
It's not easy. We have this peculiar cultural problem in the north. Look at it, the whole of Northwest now, we don't even have one female club because it is not their belief. Look, to convince our governors that, look, we need to give these girls gainful employment, take them off the street from prostitution or other vices. It's not easy to convince these governors. It has not always been easy. And more so because, if you look at it, that is why we are calling for continuity. That is why we are calling for most of the members from the former board to come back for continuity, because we have a lot of dreams. We have a lot of projects and issues on ground to be able to take our league forward. Look at it. Even the Bayelsa, the River Angels, the Delta Stars, if they win the league, where do they go? Nowhere. In the end, they give them a car each, they give them money each, and that ends. But if you look at the main league, at the end of it all, they play CAF Champions League, they play all manner of continental tournaments. This is what we have started. We have met with the NFF, we have introduced this in our first communique to the NFF, in our quest for an agitation for autonomy, because we want NFF to intercede and speak on our behalf to CAF to start a continental tournament for women football in Africa. Even if it means only 10 clubs, only 10 countries that play women football. Let us come at the end of the season and say the winner of the league in Nigeria is going to play that. So, coming back to your question, to convince our governors they did not is not easy. I am telling you that I have had instances where the governors have said, what is the essence of women football? Please cancel it. But you see, I give thanks and glory to the governors in the north that want women football. They should not relax. They should not go back on their effort. They should keep it up. They should improve it, because I can tell you that women gainfully employed in the north is better than them being in the street prostituted. I can assure you that, and it is more rewarding to God.
Now, you are a member of the NFF Adult Committee on Nigerian Women's Football League governance structure. Now, there's actually this this resolution you guys reached at the end of your own meeting by the club owners and, of course, managers and chairmen of the clubs, that the sole administrator, or rather the chairman of the league, should be zoned to the north. And also, it must be a club owner. Would that not actually bring in some rancor among other teams who wouldn't want this?
No. You see, that's what people don't understand. Even the people that were in the meeting, that's why people that were even in the meeting did not even understand the essence of the exercise that we are doing. And they keep complaining, you do that, you do that. The same thing with the National League, the main league. It was done to Southeast. It was done to Southeast because, according to the statute of the Nigeria Football Federation, it encourages equal and fair distribution of positions on the executive committee of the NFF. And you know that the chairman of each of the leagues are automatically board members executive board members of the Nigeria Football Federation. And South has already produced the president, Amadupini. Southwest has already produced the first vice president, Sheyi Akiunye. Northwest has already produced the second vice president, Sheyi Odiko. Now, the only three regions that can benefit from the chairmanship of the league is Southeast, North Central, and the Northeast. Yes, exactly. And it is in the spirit of equal and fair distribution of positions on the executive committee to avoid lopsidedness. That is why the writers of the statute of the Nigerian Football Federation did feel that such should be the zoning formula, for this. And you see, it's for a trial period of 3 years only. After 3 years, if the structure that we are adopting is beneficial to all the leagues, we'll continue. If we find that it is counterproductive, we'll go back to the status quo.
That's right.
And that is the essence of this governance structure.
Okay, I'm glad you've done this explanation. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Zira, for speaking to us. You know what? Make some time, come around. Let's discuss more women's football right here at our Sports Center studios in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much. And that's it, Emmanuel Zira, Chairman, Adamawa Queens. Coach, he said a lot of things, very, very important. But I'm sure for you, the issue is not about who is chairman. It's about who bring change.
Who bring change.
That's right.
You can understand.
Who brings the money.
Oh, brings the money. God bless you.
Okay, now, before we let you go, Rashida, I mean, you were in Costa Rica, with the Flamingos, and right now you're going to be in Jordan. You happen to be the head goal scorer during the qualifiers and all. So how does that make you feel?
I feel wonderfully great because it's not my own doing anyway. It's the grace of God. And it's not how good one is. Because as my coach usually tells me in most cases, he tells us goal is divine.
Okay.
It's not something you can just, if you like me and then if you want to throw it out of the net.
One for the road. How much of an influence is Asisa Toshola? Knowing that she played for FC Robo and today she was Arsenal, how much of an influence is she?
I actually see her as a role model as well. And at least she's one of the biggest player in town for now, and by the grace of God, others are also going behind them. We see her as a role model.
That's right.
We see her as a role model.
Thank you. We must say thank you so much, Rasheedat, for coming, and of course, Coach Emmanuel. We'll continue to talk about women's football until it gets better.
Thank you. Okay, right now, where do we go from here? We'll just take a look at what happened yesterday. That's talking about the UEFA Champions League. And of course, so Manuel Pellegrini, well, he wants to go to Santiago Bernabeu, knowing that they can actually get something out of that. And if possible, well, get to the final of the UEFA Champions League. Now, how possible is it for them to actually go there and get the ticket? It's going to be hard. Listen to him.
It was a very close game where we tried from the beginning to win. We pressed high, we recovered the ball very well, but we were not very creative and we couldn't create clear chances to score. Well, it was very important because it was pieces in a corner that he made a double save, one of Casemiro after a rebound from Pepe. He didn't have much work during the whole game, but Joe is a good goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper of big team, you must need them just one, and he appears in that case. I don't think they're favorites. As I said before this game, that we have the same option that Real Madrid. Of course, they have the advantage to play the first game away, so they try to manage the tempo of the game, the pace of the game, because it's after that they finish at home. But this team play away very similar in the way that play here at Etihad. So we had good results playing away against Paris Saint-Germain that we draw, against Dinamo Kiev, against Sevilla. So we are not afraid to go to Bernabeu, and we'll see which team play better in that game.